Can you hear me, everybody? I've got to tell you something. Hang on. Just let me close the windows. We need some privacy. Let's have some privacy, people, because this is between you and me. Come here, there's more. Do you remember that, Jimmy Cricket? Come here, there's more. Of course, that is a typical Irish potato eating stereotype that we do not encourage in this day and age of hurt feelings. Do you know what I mean? And let's face it, we're all getting as bad as each other now. We are all getting as bad as each other. I almost got run over by a scooter yesterday. And, it's the sort of thing that you'd brush aside 5 years ago, but I was shouting down the street and saying, I'm going to stop you, I'll find you, don't you? And I thought, he didn't even really go near me, but he was on the pavement, so it irritated me. It made me feel insulted. And I think he was an ethnic as well, which probably made it 50 times worse. I'm a very sensitive man when it comes to the Anglo-Saxon race. It should be preserved and cherished, like the Swedish race. Do you know what? We used to talk about the Swedish girls. Oh, the Swedish girls. Now, God, it's one of the worst cities in the whole world. Is your Stockholm? It's a bad place. It's a bad place. ABBA won't play there anymore. It's too dangerous. Too dangerous. The rape capital of the world. But say no more about that. Anyway, I'm sure you all want to know what I've brought you here for today. Well, I've decided, because John Heaton hadn't spoken to me since he lost out to Andrew Dixon in the Vinyl Nerd Awards. It's not my fault, John Heaton. It's not my fault. And we need to get some things straightened out. There's some bad air between us at the moment. We've got to sort this out. So I've got 50 questions talking directly to you now, Lord Sir John Heaton. I've got 50 questions for you. And you know what? I'm not going to ask you just yet, because I can't read this mobile phone and ask you the questions, because I'll have to leave the screen off. So you'll have to wait till I get home. And at the moment, I'm at Norwood Junction. I've just seen my friend for a few minutes, because I had to. I might need to borrow his place in Old London Town. You know what I mean? Or if not that, get a place in the Hilton Metro, because he used to be manager at the Hilton Group, so he can get really cheap tickets. Well, in fact, he can get me in there for free. And once you're in there, right, if you're like on the same card as what he's doing, because he's ambassador class up there, so we get special room where we get free beer and nibbles. Ooh, and of course, I'll tell you what, when I was in the Metro Hilton, I've been to Park Lane Hilton, but it's not as good, believe it or not. I know it's more famous, but Hilton Metro, both times it was with this guy. He's really rich, he's to the manor born. And he looks like that. But he's a lovely bloke. I met him through the trains, because he wanted to be a train driver, going from the Hilton Group to wanting to be a train driver. I know you've got to be upper class to be like that, but that's his dream, and that's what he's doing now. So he's happy, and he gets a shitload of money for it. So, and he's got himself this fucking bird, and she's like a hoi polloi, and she's like, wee wah. Oh, I said to him, mate, because he weren't interested in women before, because he used to get really arsey with me. If I stopped talking to women when I was out with him, he'd find it really insulting. He'd storm out and, oh, if you're going to stay here and talk to her, I'm going. And I'm like, yo, bloody hell, hang on, mate. You know what I mean? You think, God, calm down. But he was like that with women. He thought they was a bunch of cunts. But then he went to he's always going to Dubai all the fucking time, isn't he? Because he gets part of the Hilton Group there, so he gets to stay in all those fucking lovely hotels. Anyway, you meet all kinds of these fucking Far Eastern birds in there, because they're up there for prostitution action, aren't they? Of course, somebody was too nice to him when he was watching the fucking Formula One. Anyway, enough about talking about him. Who wants it? Yeah. Well, I know it is now. Bono. Brian, I hope I wasn't insulting your country people a while ago, but there was something I said about Ireland. I don't think it was too bad, actually. No, I can't remember now. Maybe it's the Mandela effect. They've done something weird. Have they blocked Belarus from the Eurovision Song Contest this year? oh, excuse me. Listen, I'll get to the point in a minute. So we got 30. No, wait a minute. We've got 50 questions for Lord John Heaton. Lord John Heaton, if you're watching now, I can't ask you the questions till I get home because, like I said, I need 2 screens. I can't get 2 screens here, or I'll cut you all off. So you hear the questions or you watch me. So there's not two together at the moment. So what I'll do is I'm going to ask you these questions. They may be too personal, so it's a good thing you're not live on TV with me. But if you want to, we can do that later. So be there in about 2 hours, and I'll be there asking the questions. If not, though, because you're a gentleman and, if you don't want to be cross-examined in court, then you can be answering the questions on your own show. And guess what? Everyone's a winner that way, because your confused audience will say, well, what are these 50 questions he's asked? Who is this invisible Ray? Because I was confused before, because he did that video where he dressed up as me and he kept saying it's altogether pointless, I've had enough. And they were really worried about him, and they said, oh, are you all right, John? Don't worry, everything's going to be all right. It was dead funny. Oh, got completely backfired on him. He's got a different audience, you know what I mean? Totally different audience. They're all kind of serious and a bit prog rock, you know what I mean? But then again, he is really embarrassing as well because of this ABBA thing. But we'll question him about that because I've got the 50 questions. They're all written down, and I will ask him. And he can do his own program to answer them, or he can answer them in the comments section. How about that? And if this goes according to plan, he might totally ignore this, though, and make out it never happened. But if he does show up, then we can do it for other people. And if they don't show up, we shall shame and humiliate them. Who knows? Next month, it could be 50 questions for Kenny Loggins. And that'd be really good. But we'll see how this one goes, because I've got some lively questions for the man. I'm more than a Parkinson. Don't you worry about that. I will get the questions that you want answered, asked. Yeah. So no special effects, no fancy stuff. Yeah. This is Richard Dimbleby of the BBC. Yes, that's me, and I am the chief interviewer, and I will not waste your time fucking interviewing Mr. I can be interviewed any time of day and talk as boring as fuck as you want, Andrew Jackson. No, you'll get some answers this time. Who wants to know how long it took King Kong to be made with CGI? We don't want to know. The film was bad enough to watch. I don't really want to know about the ins and outs of it being made in fucking New Zealand either, because all your stuff's made in New Zealand. What else did I want to say? Just having a smoke, kids. I'm going to go in tomorrow, and then I'm going to take Friday off, because I need to get my head together. I've got, sometimes you've got loads of phone calls coming in all at the same time, and you just think, no, I just need to do a bit of meditation and yoga, and it never works because I've got the attention span of nothing, a gnat. So it's not going to work, because I like to do something. I'm a busy man all the time. That's the problem. I think I'm a workaholic. I don't know, but I am a busy man. But I wish I could be more busy with you people, because there's so much to say. Hey, boo boo. Hey, boo boo.